Hi, Tom. Welcome on board.
Thank you very much. Let's go and find some microplastics.
From rivers to the sea, the journey of plastic continues. But it's what happens here that makes it such a threat.
So we've got a manta net in the water. You can see there's these fins spread out to the side. I mean, a little bit like the edge of a manta ray, if you like. It's helping to keep the net buoyant at the water surface, which is where we'd expect to find a lot of plastics. With this particular approach, what we're really looking for is a small pieces, the microplastics, anything less than 5 millimeters in size. So that's not microscopic, you could see them to the naked eye.
We're trawling for those tiny pieces, fragments of everyday items broken down by sunlight and the churning waves over many years. They are a menace in the ocean.
You could take, you know, a large plastic bottle you might be familiar with. That might break down into millions of small pieces of plastic. It's quite difficult to put a robust quantity.
But whereas there are a few marine creatures that would eat an entire bottle, but
exactly.
If you've got a bottle breaking down into millions of pieces, that's millions of opportunities for a small fish to consume it.
That's right. Well, it opens up the potential for ingestion to a much wider diversity of organisms. So we've got quite a bit of debris in there. What we really need to do is to pick through this carefully in the lab. I'll transfer them to the jar, but you can see that we have got bits of plastic on some of these leaves.
Plastic takes decades, perhaps even centuries, to disintegrate into tiny pieces, but it never completely disappears.
We got the sample that we got in the manta net this morning. What I want to do is see if we can go through it and pull out any pieces that look a little bit like plastic. Or we see a range of different common polymers, you know, polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene. To identify exactly what these are, we'd need a more detailed forensic analysis.
We find just a handful of pieces in our 15-minute trawl, but it's still hugely significant.
What we're finding is, on average, 1 or 2 pieces of plastic per cubic metre of seawater. So, you know, it's not an island of debris that we're talking about here. But if you scale that up and you think about how many cubic metres of water there are in Plymouth Sound, around the coast of the UK, around the world, suddenly you realise that we're talking about millions, actually trillions of pieces of plastic of this size that are now floating around the surface of the seawaters around the globe. Hundreds of species of marine organism encounter plastic at the sea surface or in the water column, and many of those encounters are harmful, if not fatal.